Here we are, Wednesday morning. It's pushing 90 degrees already. We're gonna hit 102. It is humid out here. I don't know what the deal is. Do you? So we've been trying to do our run in the morning. This week is our first week of launching runs in the morning. We're doing the Wild West 5K coming up in a couple weeks in Hays, Kansas. Gonna have 4 runners, including myself, do the Hays 5K. So we're gonna go do a hill workout today on the Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Okay, here's the far end of it. It doesn't look like too bad of a hill. That's one of them that we run up and then come back down, and then we run this direction. It's about a half mile between the top of one hill and the top of the other. So if you go down and back, it's about a mile. I'm gonna do 2 of them today, and I'm gonna encourage these boys who are much fitter to do 3, because I'm gonna be running old fat man with the shirt off pace. So this hill here, we don't have a lot of hills in Kansas. That's a myth. This one heading up to the railroad tracks, actually, it's not very long. It's not a super long hill, but it's pretty steep. So they're gonna go off to the golf course, and we're gonna come up and do a turnaround right here.
Wow, a bunch of sprinklers, nice.
At the railroad tracks. Let me get my 2 miles in. Oh, 4 hills, 2 miles done. As long as I don't show the fat belly, there's the white shoulders. Uh-oh, somebody's knocking at me. Who's that? They can see you, or you can see them. They can't see you. Okay, 92 degrees, humid. Workout over. Let's go get some Pink Panther foam. It's good to have a van. You guys under there?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. It keeps you cool. That's bigger than I thought it was, 4x8. Today feels like I'm running around. Maybe it is because I am. All right, so here's this piece of hard foam, insulation foam, whatever. It's half-inch foam. The trick is going to be to cut this in 4 pieces, get the front and back 4 corners. Put that invoice in there. Don't put the arm from Mr. Potato Head in there, or don't put the sit-up pad in there. And get that out today. I'm at 3 o'clock and I'm on the run. Uh-oh. 3 o'clock and on the run. Gotta get my packages in, gotta get my dishwasher loaded, gotta say goodbye to Wheeler. Goodbye, Wheeler. Gotta get my trash out, it's overflowing. Man, oh man. Getting behind. Got Instamatic camera order that happened. I gotta get that out today if possible to UPS too. 2 totes, which is like 5, 7, 13 orders there. Let's get those in there. Get those in there. Well, it's like 102 degrees, and although it's hotter than it was before, the nice thing about 102 degrees and sunny here is at least the humidity has burned off temporarily. And the humidity here, I'm 10 years plus, maybe it's 11 this summer, removed from Wisconsin weather in the summer. And there, you know, there in Wisconsin, other than a breeze once in a while, you got pretty much humidity all the time. It'd be the same as Illinois and Indiana and Ohio and parts of Missouri and everything south of there. You get that pretty heavy summer humidity. Now, I'm not even talking about Mississippi and Georgia and Alabama. I don't even know what that's like. I wouldn't want to deal with that. So you burn off the humidity, then it's 102, but at least it's dry. You get into the shade and it's pretty nice. When we ran this morning, it was like running in a fishbowl. Got a good sweat in. So my honey, Lon, my wife, said, "Where's your Under Armour shirt?" There it is. Found it. It's from our trip a few weeks back. Lon is always trying to help improve my wardrobe, and I need help, that's for sure, but pretty casual. Now, one thing that happens on these secondary highways going through our town and this area is we get a lot of oversized loads. All kinds of interesting stuff comes through for wind energy propellers. Those are crazy and long. Sometimes you get 4 or 5 of those in a row. Farming, oil, some other stuff that's real weird looking that I can't necessarily figure out what it is. I've got sort of an engineering, machining background, industrial engineering background, so I can kind of put 2 and 2 together on some of that stuff, but we get military convoys through here once in a while, and we get some other things through here that are interesting too. So what's going on today? Today's a school day, teaching the kids. It's important for me to get out and run and teach the kids about good athletic activity. Trying to keep up with it all today. Funny when people peek in when I'm vlogging, they're like, "What's he doing? Is that there YouTube selfie?" Everybody waves at you though. Got to make a living out here. Unless you're a farmer, then you can do that. But you know, 90% of the farming is big farming. The other 10% is all this niche farming, which is pretty cool. So, post office. I'm gonna stop by my thrift store and load the dishwasher, get some more school going, get my kids going on that, and then I gotta pack up those UPS orders and get those out today. Schlitz sign and camera haul will be there next. Okay, there's that partnership I was talking about, the tote partnership. I bring 2 in, they give me some more to fill up. There you go. All right, got to show this. I spent $37.50 and I got a couple more $2 gliders for the kids. They like those. Got some dog leashes for $5 each. One I think I need to repack, but I think that'll come out as new, old stock, new. This one's sealed. Looks good in there. They sell for about 20 each on Amazon, I think, give or take, maybe a little more. New 4000 AD 1972 game of interstellar conflict. Couldn't pass that up for a couple bucks. And then I'll have to see what's inside these. I talked to the lady. New old stock models. That's a Goodyear truck model from a ways back, and a nice plain model from a ways back. So paid $8.50 each for those. We'll see how they turn out. I'm optimistic. Watch when I list stuff either today or tomorrow or the next day. I'll probably list those. The curiosity will kill me. I'll have to, she tapes them shut. I'll have to open them up and see what's in there. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a tripler or more. You know, I know what to look for, and I know what the pitfalls and the risks are. We'll see how we come out of that. I like to spend money locally. I'd like this place to stay open, and I think they're doing that and doing a pretty good job. So every time I buy from there, I try to buy. Now, this is our old courthouse, built 100 and some years ago, right around the turn of the century. They've been talking about knocking it down or leaving it and sealing it up. They keep refabbing it. There's a lot of challenges with it because it's so old and expensive to maintain. This is where they're going to build the new complex, the new jail, whatever. It's like one day it's here and one day it's gone. They knocked it all down. This was buildings, garages, all kinds of stuff. There's not a lot left here. They're going to start on that project, and of course there's a price to pay. There's a temporary sales tax increase. They've done 3 or 4 of those here since we've been here 11 years ago. And you know, whatever they have to do, I'm gonna survive and be able to either stay out here or some other small town. I'll do what it takes. I don't care. Taxes keep going up. That's always a concern. That can only go on for so long until, you know, there's no more taxes. There's no more tax left. We're at almost 10% sales tax. So it was 7 something when we came up here. How far are you going to go till you're 50% of the sales tax? You know, they can charge 50% sales tax or something. I mean, 15%, 20%? How far are we going to go before there's riots in the street? I'm not calling for riots, but man, bounce the budget. I don't know what to do. Have a bake sale. So they put in a nice pool, they put in a nice park, they put in a nice fire station. Gotta like all those things. They're putting in a nice jail and county building and all that. I understand, but man, just keep taxing poor dealer here. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to sell my teeth. I don't have any gold teeth, but I hear if you file down your teeth and you sell them as vampire teeth, you can get like at least 10 bucks each on the weird category on eBay for vampire teeth. Maybe that's what I'll do. I have my helpers along today. They are wound up. Wound up. Good helpers, but wound up. Okay, I put 2 pieces of the foam that I cut down first. Now I cut the foam because of the size of 1 sheet of foam. I couldn't cover the whole thing without making a lot more cuts, so there's going to be a hole in the middle. You'll see how that is. I sized it so it's bigger than the sign. I put some bubble wrap covering the text just to keep everything from sliding against it, hopefully. And I'm going to put those on top. Okay, so I put the other foam on top like that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to secure this by taping both sides of foam together all along the edges. I'll just take tape and go here and then buckle it under. Get the foam fastened all the way around, and that's going to make that a lot more rigid. Okay, so there it is. It worked out pretty well. I can't complain. Every job is a little different because some signs are floppy, some aren't. Some have wooden 2x2 frames already nailed to them. Some are small enough and you don't have to worry about it. Some are super big or super expensive. You have to make a small crate. This one I got 3 boxes that lined up pretty well on there. I was able to keep the integrity of them. Thing I would probably do different, it's not floppy, but I probably would try to put the foam along the whole thing. I just wanted to use 1 sheet and didn't want to make a bunch of extra cuts. Maybe that's a mistake. I think it's going to get where it's going okay, and I'm going to measure it up, weigh it up, make a label, and get it ready to go. So the camera lot, 12 of them, sold for $156 plus shipping at auction. 12 cameras. That's about 12 bucks a shot and a little bit more, I think. And we picked these up for 5 or less. So probably an average of say 2, 2.5, 3, somewhere in there. So you're talking about tripling the money, getting them out quick. Pack them up, boom, somebody will take those and refurb them or whatever they do with them. We'll get those sent out. UPS, I wanted to get these out today by the chance that I don't go to UPS tomorrow. So I'd like to try to group my UPS since I bring them out there. However, who knows, I just got a bunch of orders in, there might be some more. Running hard today. Okay, made it. I was trying to round up the troops here and get off to UPS and make supper. Sometimes it's a race all day long to make it to supper. We're tight. We're gonna make it. The Schwanz man came and threw me a Threw me into the turnbuckle. Back after supper. Well, I got my test strips, some test strips in a day, so I processed that. Sometimes I get a feeling that I am behind so much that I can't list. I just have too much to do. I like to do my listing and put things off, and to a certain degree that's what has to be done to get listing done, because it's easy to avoid listing. I can pack all night, I could arrange my desk, I could you know, do a whole bunch of different things rather than focus and list. But after doing that for a while, and sometimes it can be in the middle of the week, sometimes it can be in the end of the week, sometimes it can be Monday night, you know, it all depends. I'm already like 7 or 8 orders down, and I'm gonna feel better to get those orders packed. So I'm gonna pack those orders. I'm starting out with one that I couldn't find earlier today that came out. I'm having Wheeler help me locate this filter. We've misplaced it. It's a little goober camera filter. So let me find that, and then we'll pack some orders together. What else do I have to do? I can't remember. There's something else that's nagging at me. Oh, I got my Jeep mirrors in. Well, I'll probably install those tomorrow. Well, we didn't find the filter. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. We can't find something. Not that my inventory system is super tight yet. I would say, you know, 4 or 5 years ago we went through, maybe 4 years ago we went through sort of a growth period in the inventory, and we took some steps to secure that. I need to do that again. I've put it off now because we're moving home, and that may or may not be a mistake, but we do lose something every once in a while, and I hate it. I hate that when that happens. We do have some items that have been in inventory for quite a while. This one had been in inventory for about a year. It still should be locatable. So anyway, we may run into it sometime, and then what I do is I'll send it out free. Especially if it's within a time period where I can find who I sold it to and refunded. Okay, so the orders keep coming in. Sold a couple of these HO under the table switch machine track thing. We had 10 of them at $1.50 each. Listed them on Amazon at $9.99 free shipping. Sold 2 in a lot, and here I sold the other 8, and it may be to the same person. I don't know if I'll look that up or not, but it sort of looks like the same place going to Tennessee. So here's 8 more for $79.92 shipped. That's good. Okay, here's a vintage chrome light fixture. Sold for $34.79 plus a bunch of shipping. Going to Virginia. VA, Virginia. Alright, so here's a good size lens. It's got some sort of a fancy mount. There's a name for that. Tokina ATX SD 100 to 300 millimeter, fast for Canon FD zoom. Sold for $138.54. Priority mail shipping on top of that to Italy. Ship it. So I was a little skeptical when we bought these cases. A lot of the cases are bread and butter, and then there's some really good ones mixed in there. And so they're starting to sell. I'm glad we bought them. I'm glad we have them listed now. I think Wheeler has them all listed, so we're in good shape. This one has really neat writing, Roly Flex on there. This one sold for $68.67. Case only. That's a pretty rare one to just find a good solid case. Somebody needed that in California. Ship that. Okay, so we get a lot of these dark slide plates, glass plates, dark slides. This is a 1907. Some of them are harder to identify, so Wheeler does his best. He puts the dimensions in there and guesstimates on it. This one might be a Seneca. It might not be. It's going to Washington, D.C., $18.23 shipped. Here's a nice Waltham watch. Watches are selling in streaks. We sold a couple today for $100 each-ish, and then it'll go a couple days and we won't sell any. But you know, I'm very optimistic about the future of watches, and we're going to keep selling them. So here's a Waltham, new old stock, gold tone, nice looking watch. Let's see, 940, 840, so it must have been set before the time switch. Looks like it's keeping good time. Sold for $104.97. I don't see here. Let's see, $10 maybe is what we paid for that. So that's, even though you have to wait 3 months to sell it, that's 10 times your money, maybe 8 times your money after expenses. Going to Texas. Okay, a few more orders here. Here's an old Milwaukee beer tapper. One of my viewers contacted me and asked me if I had any other tappers that he was after, and he liked this one, so it's a pretty nice one. I think it's new old stock. It's been in the wrapper or whatever for quite a while here. It's been in my inventory for a while. I don't even remember where I got it. $8.88 plus some shipping, heading over to North Carolina. Appreciate your business. Thank you. Well, this is Pop Gear Doc Shelton Jr. No idea what exactly that is. Some sort of spinner fishing reel thingy-majiggy. I've done a little fishing, pan fishing, casting fishing, even went deep sea fishing once or twice, but whatever. Somebody had to have that thing in Massachusetts. $8.22 plus shipping. Let's send it. This is a Rolleiflex SL35M film rewind knob with the shaft there. It's a repair part. Had that around for a while. $11.56 shipped, going to Oceanside, New York. Here's a Minolta 8mm movie camera with a certain lens and a case that's pretty beat, and some sort of a lens shade there. $30.38 plus $14.70 shipping. Heading out to California, shoot some movies. Okay, Canon case here. Now we're that Canon guy. We got our start with Canon cameras. We got a lot of people that look to us for good Canon stuff. Nice case slot, $35.99 shipped to Florida. That is it for the orders right now. I'm sure a few more will trickle in before I go home. Right about 10:30 at night. I feel good. I got these orders done. I'm going to end this vlog more or less. I'm going to go and list a few things, just to list a few things and get a number up there. But I'm going to upload this vlog and take a little break from... when you list and you vlog, you list and you vlog, you list and you vlog. I got to list every day, and I try to list every day, and I do pretty much list every day, but there's pressure. I can't take the pressure. I'm pressured. So I'm going to get this vlog uploading and then just kind of ease off into my evening. I think we'll probably be here till 1 a.m. Wheeler is really trying hard to get done with the back stock. He's really close. He set some goals. I know he wants to get this boosted board, like skateboard, electric skateboard, helmet, whatever. I'm insisting on the helmet. And so we're going to stay late and he'll do that. So tomorrow, another vlog. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm going to try to position myself so I can do some better listing tomorrow night, and I'll record that. I've got lots of good stuff to list yet. I got some new items in today. I haven't had a chance to look those over. I probably won't tonight. I'll make sure I'll get those on camera. You can see if I made it or didn't make it. I don't mind showing that. Not everything's a win. It's a little like baseball, You got to have a good batting average, higher than normal, whatever that is. Got that Schlitz sign out today. That was sort of a packing job. Today was sort of felt like on the run. Even though I did my running, I felt like I was on the run the rest of the day. When it's hot outside, all the kids are a little bit more, keyed up. Gotta kind of keep that all in check in a sense. Keep the homework going. We're in week 2 out of 36. We're trying to get first half of the year done before we go on vacation this fall. That's it. Thanks again for the comments. I do see them. I had a chance to respond to a few last night. We will do another question and answer show coming up maybe next week. I know there's always good comments and good questions. I do appreciate them. I am only one person, and you know, I can only answer so many of them. I try to hit a few of them on the show. Some of them are very, very repetitive, and I understand they're important to you. I don't mean, you know, to ignore questions or to not answer certain questions. You know, one that keeps coming up is, you know, how do you keep track of your items? How do you keep track of your inventory? How do you keep track of your bookkeeping for taxes? How do you keep track of the basis cost on your inventory? You're going to have to develop a system for that. This person mentioned, you know, you don't even seem to know what you paid for stuff. Well, here's how I deal with everything. Anything that's important, I do write down, I do keep track of, and once it is down and kept track of, it's out of my mind. I just shoot it out of there. Maybe that's a technique that I've designed to keep my head empty enough so I can process stuff. But for example, when I go to the flea market and I buy stuff, I record every purchase on my phone on a little notes thing, and then I take that notes and I transfer it to a spreadsheet. I keep track of all those items and what I paid for them, the basis, the cost. And so that bookkeeping follows all the way through to my sales. And of course, when I do my taxes at the end of the year, one of the things you have to do is you have to keep track of how much inventory you have. You have to keep track of obviously sales and what you paid for everything, expenses. It's all there. I mean, I do keep track of that. But if I'm listing something and I don't remember what I paid for it, that doesn't mean that I didn't keep track of it or I don't know what I paid for it. At one time, I have a system that trickles down. It's easy for me to do. It's pretty quick and dynamic, and you'll have to develop something like that. I try to keep as little in my head as possible. Sometimes I'm walking around like this with my fingers like this because I got something I got to write down or take care of, and then I'll sit down at my computer and I'll be like, what in the world are my fingers crossed for? And a lot of times it'll be like, oh yeah, because I won't uncross it until I forget it. The worst thing is like when I'll go outside and I'll walk to my office and my kids will be with me and they'll like throw me a football or something and I'll try to catch it like this and then I'll go, oh, and then I won't put them back. And then things fall through the cracks a little bit. So I'm not perfect. But I do appreciate the questions. Whatever hang-ups you have in your business, write them down, process them through the brain, keep asking questions of me and others. A lot of it is small stuff, and really it needs to be done, but focus on what makes your business go. Take care of those details over time. Grind them out, you know, just don't let them kill you. Don't let them beat you down. Don't let them grind away in your head. Get some sleep at night. You'll get it figured out. I can't give tax advice. I can't give bookkeeping advice. I can't give lawyer-like advice. You're going to have to seek. You're going to have to seek those professionals. I'm a professional buyer and seller. Everything else is pure conjecture. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything. Pick well, list often. I'm going to do some listing now. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer production.